There was an old woman who lived alone in the garden. She was lonely and wanted a child. She asked the witch for a child. The witch gave her some seeds and told her to plant them and to care for them. The old woman planted her seeds and cared for them just as she was told to. Soon the woman had a beautiful patch of wildflowers where she had planted the seeds. A single tulip grew in the center of the wildflower patch. The old woman could not help but to smell the beautiful tulip. As she smelled the flower, the tulip's petal opened, revealing a tiny girl with long blonde hair, wearing a tulip petal for a dress. The woman asked the tiny girl if she would stay with her. The tiny girl said yes. The old woman named her Thumbalina. Thumbalina had an acorn bed and a rose-petal blanket. She loved to play in the garden pond in her maple-leaf boat. Sometimes the woman would tell Thumbalina stories as she played in the pond. Other times Thumbalina would sing to the old woman. One day a frog found Thumbalina singing to the old woman and thought that she had the most beautiful voice and that she must be his wife. He waited until the old woman left Thumbalina alone, and he stole her away. The frog left Thumbalina at his lily pad while he worked on his wedding plans. She sat on the lily pad crying because she did not want to be the frog's wife. The fish of the pond found her crying and helped her by eating the stem of the lily pad she was on. Thumbalina floated away on the lily pad to the edge of the river at the edge of a meadow. She missed the woman in the garden. She knew she wouldn't be able to get back, so she made a bed out of grass. When she was thirsty, she drank the dew off the grass. When she was hungry, she ate some clover and honeysuckle. The butterflies and the ladybugs from the meadow were nice to her. As Thumbelina watched the leaves fall from the trees, she knew that fall was coming. She knew she wouldn't get back to the garden by winter, and she needed to find some place warm to stay. Eventually, she found an old field mouse living in a small barrel inside a tree. The old field mouse welcomed Thumbelina to her barrel. Thumbelina told the field mouse about the woman in the garden and how she missed it so much, and also about the frog who took her away. Thumbelina helped the field mouse gather food for the winter, and she welcomed Thumbelina to stay with her. Thumbelina would sing and tell the field mouse stories to help pass the time. When it started to snow, Thumbelina went outside to see. She found a sparrow laying in the snow with a broken wing. Thumbelina and the field mouse took the bird in and helped him get better. Thumbelina told the sparrow about the garden and the old woman that she missed so much. The sparrow said that he would try to get her back to her garden. Once winter was over and the sparrow's wing was healed, they left the field mouse's barrel. Thumbelina sat on the sparrow's back as he flew away. He told her that before he took her back to the garden, he wanted to show her something. He flew into the forest and landed next to a patch of blooming flowers. Tiny people with wings came out of the flowers. A tiny boy with a crown on his head said, "I am the prince of the flowers. Will you join me and be the princess of the flowers?" He gave her a pair of wings with a golden crown and a golden dress. She agreed to be the princess, but when she came back, she still had to go back to the garden and back to the old woman. When the old woman saw Thumbelina again, she was so happy. Thumbelina told the woman how she made it back, about the prince waiting for her in the forest. The old woman wished her well and asked her to return from time to time to visit. Thumbelina said goodbye to the old woman and went to her prince.